going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 23 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the best players that get the best free abilities on offense in MUT 23. Now, if you guys enjoy this video, if you like it, if it helps you out, make sure you go ahead and click that thumbs up button. Shows a lot of support on the channel, helps the videos get noticed. Also, if you're brand new here, you were searching on YouTube for MUT 23 content, whether it's how to make coins, how to get free players, how to build your ultimate team, you found the right channel for everything. Stay a while, click that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on as well so you guys are alerted when we drop additional videos. Let's get right on into it. So I gotta start by giving a shout out to my guy Sloshy on Twitch. He recommended that I do this video, and we're gonna do it on defense as well. Abilities are like the move this year, right? So in a lot of cases, they are more important than attributes on cards. And I've been getting this asked a lot lately, like, are they going to change or increase the AP limit on offense and defense? And there is a chance that eventually towards the end of the season they might do it, but there's so many abilities that are discounted or even free in some cases that I don't think they really change it from the 12 on offense and the 12 on defense that you're limited to. So the point of this video is to tell you about players who are really good and have good attributes, but not only that, they get some of the better abilities in the game for 0 AP. I want to make sure you're trying to take advantage of all of the AP and all of the abilities that you can get on the field at one time. And we're going to be using MUT.gg/abilities. Highly recommend to go ahead and bookmark this website. Use it for any inquiries you have on abilities. It's pretty straightforward. They rank the abilities in order of like which ones are really good and which ones are not so good. And if you click on anyone, and we're going to focus on offense for this entire video, like identifier, if I click on here, we can see Andrew Thomas and Creed Humphrey, who will be, in our video in a moment here, they get it for 0 AP. Not only that, you can scroll down and see all of the players who get it for 1 AP, and if it's a discount at 2 AP, you can see that. And also you can just see all the players that get this ability. So you want to use this as your guide for anything that is ability related to find out if players get discounts, if they get it for free, and just overall what some of these abilities do. I use this a lot. So let's talk about post up on offensive linemen first. And let me rewind actually. So edge protector and secure protector, definitely, must needed or must have abilities on your offensive tackles, left and right tackle. Unfortunately, at this moment, there are no players that get that at a discount. But for post up, and this is going to be really good if you like to pass the ball a lot, we have the Red Tornado Ryan Jensen. And, this card has really good attributes, but he is one of 2 cards that gets post up for 0 AP. Now, he is a center, and an interesting thing about this card, which just came out this week, is that he also has this special AKA ability that you can activate. I shouldn't call it an ability, it's more of a chemistry. And as you can see on this screen, it boosts your left and right guards, 7 agility, 4 speed, 7 acceleration, and then you got your run block footwork and your pass block footwork are boosted as well. So not only does this card give you post up for 0 AP, he's got good attributes, but also he can make your left and right guards a lot better. The only other card that gets post up for 0 AP is going to be Jay Hilgenberg. And this is actually a free card that you can earn on the Season 3 Field Pass at level 21. Pretty good attributes. I think for a budget center, you get him for free. And if you like to pass the ball, use this as your primary center there where he gets the post up for 0 AP. And like I said, that ability is really good if you like to pass the ball a lot. If you like to run the ball a lot, you're going to take a look at Nasty Streak. And I just want to, reiterate, we're focusing on players who get this ability or these abilities for 0 AP. There's plenty of them out there that get it for 1 AP and whatnot. But for 0 AP, Marshall Yanda does get Nasty Streak for free. The problem is his 96 overall legend card alone is like 650,000 coins. And to get the Nasty Streak at 0 AP, you have to power him up. That's pretty much how Legends work this year. That's going to cost you more coin to do so because you need all of the other pieces, the lower overalls of this player. So really good card, top tier at his position, but over expensive. Now, you do have another center that can get Nasty Streak. If you're not going with Jensen or Hilgenberg, you got Jason Kelsey, 94 overall all Madden card, 93 strength, 91 awareness, pass block at 94, run block at 96. He's a little bit under 200,000 coins, so I'm not going to call him a budget option, but he isn't that expensive, and he's the only other player in the game right now that can get Nasty Streak for 0 AP. I think Identifier is almost an absolute must, and there's two cards that get it for free. One is going to be Andrew Thomas, who just came out yesterday. Left tackle, 94 strength, 96 awareness, 95 pass block, 96 run block. So just a really good card in general, but not only does he get Identifier for 0 AP, he can get Edge Protector and or Secure Protector. You only want to go with one of them, and I would probably go Secure over Edge Protector, but he gets that for 1 AP. So to get Identifier, which we're really focusing on right now, plus, you know, the best ability you can put on a left tackle for 1 AP, that's a really good bargain. 300, a little over 300k for this Andrew Thomas, a less expensive option, but another center here. We've talked about 4 different centers who get free abilities. Creed Humphrey, this 0 chill card, does get Identifier for free, and this was one before Andrew Thomas came out that I recommended a lot of you pick up. Identifier allows you to see what player your opponent is using, and a lot of times you'll see when people are trying to set up their defense, they're switching from player to player, and you can quick snap them or hike it when they might be stuck on their defensive line or a safety, and it can lead to open plays. It can take away their user for a play. So I really recommend, if you got the coin, either get Andrew Thomas or Creed Humphrey for that free Identifier. Let's talk quarterbacks now. So the best abilities on a quarterback are going to be Set Feet Lead or Pass Lead Elite, and then you also have Hot Route Master and Fearless. There are no quarterbacks in the game right now that get those for 0 AP. Gunslinger is probably the best and only ability right now that you would put on a quarterback that you can get for free, and there are 3 players that get it. Number 1 is going to be Legend Randall Cunningham, but just like that Marshall Yanda card, you gotta power him up to get Gunslinger for free. And remember, Gunslinger does not put velocity on passes, it just speeds up the release. I still recommend going with either Set Feet Lead or Pass Lead Elite if you can get it, but Gunslinger is an added bonus. This card, this Randall card, is somewhere between 500 and 600k just for the 95, and then to power him up to get that Gunslinger for free, you're looking at more coins. So a rather expensive option. An inexpensive option is going to be Drew Bledsoe, who's under 200k. He gets Gunslinger for free. Only problem with him is, as I mentioned, I recommend you have at least Pass Lead Elite or Set Feet Lead on the card. Set Feet Lead for him is 4 AP, so you can get that plus Gunslinger for 4 AP, but if you want to go with like Fearless or Hot Route Master, it's going to cost you more AP to add on to this card. I think your best bet is going to be Tom Brady, 0 chill card, 95 overall card, about 400k. He's not an LTD, but he does still quick sell for 350k, so when you're done with him, you can either list him back on the auction house and eat the tax, or you can just be done with him, quick sell him, and get your 350 back out of the 400 or 410 that you might spend on him right now. He gets Gunslinger for free. You can see it's pre-baked, pre-equipped on the card, so it's 0 AP. And just to throw in some other information on this card, he can get Hot Route Master and Set Feet Lead for a total of 3 AP. So Set Feet Lead, Hot Route Master, and Gunslinger all on this card that has pretty good attributes for 3 AP is a steal. Now, I personally don't use a lot of abilities on my running backs, but that's because I love to pass the ball. There are a few abilities that I think are worth looking at because they are 0 AP if you happen to have these cards or players on your roster. The first one is going to be Bruiser, and Ghost Marshawn Lynch does get this for free. He goes for about 180k, 94 speed with power back archetype here, 97 trucking, 94 break tackle. So even if this is like a second or third down back for you, or second or third string running back is what I meant to say, because this ability is free, you might want to throw it on there, and he's going to be a good goal line back for you. The other card that gets Bruiser for 0 AP is actually a free option, and it's going to be the MCS Jonathan Taylor. Hopefully most of you earned this already from the Ultimate Wildcard event, but there is the Madden Bowl upcoming next week where you can earn tokens to get this card for free. It's a really good free card, 94 speed, 93 trucking, 94 break tackle. Not only does he give you the Bruiser for 0 AP, but he also gets Bulldozer for 0 AP. You do have to pick between one or the other, and I think Bruiser is going to be better at the end of the day, but 2 free abilities on this Jonathan Taylor. Goal line back is a really good ability. It basically gives you better blocking inside the 5-yard line when running the ball. There's a handful of players that get it, but Keith Byers gets it for 0 AP, and he's very tough to tackle. Like, he's a bigger back, 238 pounds, 95 speed, and he's also very inexpensive for one of the best running backs in the game at 275k. and he gets that goal line back for free. It's worth it. There's only one running back out there with jukebox for 0 AP. It's going to be Team of the Week DeMarco Murray, another 94 speed running back with good trucking and good break tackle. I have this card on my team, but I never really use this ability, so I can't really tell you how good it is, but I just can't stress it enough. If you have these cards and you're not using these ability slots that get 0 AP abilities, make sure you are equipping them, because you just never know how they could, pan out in game. Austin Eckler is going to be one of 2 running backs that gets evasive. Unfortunately, this card is like 500,000 coins. It's come down a lot in price, and I had him for a while. Pretty solid card. If you like to pass the ball a lot, he's worth a pickup if you have the coins. 96 speed, one of the fastest running backs in the game. So evasive for 0 AP. A super budget option that gets evasive for 0 AP is going to be Barry Sanders. His 93 overall all Madden card gets it there, and he's about 75 to 100k depending on when and where you buy him. But 93 speed at the running back position, starting to feel a little bit outdated, so you just got to keep that in mind. Let's move over to some pass catchers here, and by far one of the best abilities in the game in general is going to be short and elite, and I have 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers that get it. So George Kittle is going to be the best bet, but he's also about 700k. Other than the Rob Gronkowski that you can earn free from the Season 3 Field Pass, George Kittle is the best tight end in the game. 94 speed, 6'4". He also gives you 93 run block among, the good catching stats, the good route running stats. He's the total package, the real deal. And he gets that short and elite for 1 AP. That ability basically lights up almost anywhere on the field. So if you read the description, it's supposed to be passes or routes inside the hash marks that are under 10 yards, but it's been glitchy for a very long time, and that's why it's so popular. The Zero Chill Taysom Hill is going to be a cheaper option at tight end that gets it for 0 AP, and he's going to roughly run you about 220k, 6'2" with 93 speed. He has good route running, good catching, just not good, run blocking, but that's the cheaper option to get short and elite for 0 AP on your tight end. The best wide receiver to get it is going to be CeeDee Lamb, and I like to use short in on my slot receivers. CeeDee Lamb is a great slot receiver right now. He's 6'2", he gives you height, 95 speed, route running is great, catching is great. He gets slot-o-matic for 1 AP, but he also gets that short and elite for 0 AP. He's about 280k. I don't think that's overly expensive. A cheaper option at wide receiver that also gets short and elite for 0 AP is going to be the Blitz / Redux Steve Smith. He's a 94 speed receiver, only 5'9", so a bit shorter, but another good slot option there, and he runs you about 125k. Short out elite recently became popular as, pro Madden players kind of discovered and made it a thing here, and this one is basically the same as short in, but it's outside the hash marks. The thing that people are noticing, and you probably have, is that it works a lot against press man coverage. So we have Tyreek Hill here, this AKA card that just came out. If you have short out elite on him, which he gets for free, that's why he's in this video, and you put him on a streak, then that streak goes outside the hash marks, and your opponent does a press man coverage on him with no safety help over top. 97 speed Cheetah is going to absolutely smoke it. That short out elite gets a lot of separation on streaks that are press man coverage and also corner and post routes. So keep that in mind. A cheaper option, because Tyreek Hill's about 525k, is going to be Christian Kirk, a card that just came out yesterday, and I can vouch for this card. I picked him up just to test him out. We'll have a YouTube short video of him coming up very, very soon. By the time before the weekend ends, you'll see that. About 315k. Great slot receiver here, but if you want to play him on the outside and use that short out elite for 0 AP, I recommend it. 96 speed, good route running, good catching. He's got one other 0 AP ability that we're going to talk about in a moment, but let's talk about deep out elite. Highly recommend this ability, even if you spend 1 AP on your taller receivers that are going to be catching passes outside the hash marks. This gives you better catch animations and just more reliable catches for passes that are 20 plus yards. It works great on taller receivers. There's 2 really good cards, and they're both very inexpensive that get it for 0 AP. Number 1 is going to be Harvest Randy Moss. Card is starting to get a little bit outdated, but if you just recently got the game or you're building up your squad and you need a very inexpensive wide receiver, he's still worth it. He gets the deep out elite for 0 AP, and he's under 100,000 coins. A budget beast for me, he's on my No Money Spent squad, is going to be the Ghost DeAndre Hopkins, 6'1" with 94 speed. He gets wide receiver apprentice for 1 AP, which is going to give you some additional hot routes anywhere on the field, but he also gets deep out elite for 0 AP, and he only runs you about 150 to 175k. There's a bunch of different apprentices, and we just mentioned it with that DeAndre Hopkins getting wide receiver apprentice. That's going to give you hot routes anywhere on the field. You have outside apprentice, which only gives you additional hot routes lined up on outside of the field, basically. I believe the only player that gets that at a 0 AP discount is Brandon Cooks, and I just don't think that card is very good anymore. But we have two players that get slot apprentice for 0 AP. Number one is going to be Randall Cobb, who's about 400k, and because he's an LTD, quick sells for 350. So this is an amazing rental option. 95 speed, good route running, good catching. The other option, who we just talked about, is Christian Kirk. So you can't go with short out elite and slot apprentice for 0 AP together. You can pick one or the other, but Christian Kirk, I think, is a really, really good slot receiver. Gives you the speed, the catching, the route running. If you want to throw a slot apprentice on him, anytime he's lined up in the slot, he's going to get those 4 additional hot routes. Two more cards I want to talk about before we get out of here. Number one is going to be Team of the Week, DK Metcalf. He's going to get run off elite for 0 AP, and there's a couple other wide receivers that get it, but he's the best out of all of them. If you like to run the ball a lot, you're going to want to throw this card in your lineup, and he's only about 120, 130k. Basically what he does is he takes a defender out of the picture when you're trying to run the ball. He's just going to run straight down the field, and in most scenarios, that defender is going to travel with him, which takes one less body available on the field to try to make that tackle at least immediately. And the other option is going to be Ghost George Pickens, which is, I think, under 100k. He's going to get honorary lineman for 0 AP. Basically, that just turns a wide receiver into a really, really good blocker. And, you know, if you like to run the ball a lot, like I said, if you have DK and George Pickens, not the greatest wide receivers in the game, but if you want to substitute them in for specific running plays with those abilities activated, both being 0 AP, it's a no-brainer. And a little quick pro tip that I'll show you guys here is, as you see my lineup, you can see my wide receivers, right? George Pickens nowhere on that list. And the main reason I don't have him in my top 5 receivers is because I don't really want to mess with my Eagles chem. I don't want that to drop below 40, because then we lose our +1 speed boost to all the Eagles on my players. All the Eagles players on my team is what I meant to say. But if you look at my active superstars, these are players that I have basically activated abilities on. You're going to see that George Pickens is actually one of them. He's got that 0 AP honorary lineman. So even though he's not in my lineup on this screen as one of my top 5 receivers, what I did is I basically hid him in the special teams section of my roster, and I made him my backup kick returner. You can still activate 0 AP, 1 AP, 2 AP abilities without having them on your offensive lineup part. So basically, I can still sub him in on running plays, and that ability is still going to activate. Now, you can only put 55 players on your roster. I have the DK Metcalf as well, and what I wanted to do or tried to do, and we'll have to figure it out later, but like if I wanted to put DK as my backup punt returner, I could then do that same thing and activate the runoff elite because it's in a 0 AP ability. I have more than 55 players on my team, so we'll have to figure it out elsewhere. But you can hide players not only on the special team screen, but also the specialist screen. For example, you can see AJ Dillon right here, who doesn't get any good 0 AP abilities other than persistent, but that's a whole nother discussion with his card being super OP. But basically, you can see I have him hidden on my specialist screen here as my 3rd down back and my power back. But if we go back over to our offense, he's not in my top 3 running backs. They're all Eagles because I want to take advantage of those Eagles chem. So just some things you can think about, not only on offense, but on defense. And those are all of the best cards out there right now with the best abilities that you can get for 0 AP on offense. And we'll be back with the defensive video very soon. Hopefully you found this one helpful. Thank you so much for watching it. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.